Hello there, I'm Chris Kilby, a pastor in a pergola, and here is today's bite-sized Bible from 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 6. And I want to talk to you today about good leaders for Jesus. Let me read verse 6. Paul says to Timothy this: "If you point these things out to the brothers and sisters, you will be a good minister of Christ Jesus, brought up in the truth of the faith and of the good teaching that you have followed." And so Paul wants Timothy to be responsible for teaching truth into the church, to the believers there in Ephesus. And he wants Timothy to impact their lives with freedom, with truth, with grace, rather than what false teachers were bringing in Ephesus, which was religion, which was false teaching, which was legalism. And Paul says, if you're the kind of guy that is going to bring truth and freedom and grace to the community, then you will be a good minister of Christ Jesus. You see, good leaders always major on the things that Jesus majored on, and they always minor on the things that Jesus minored on. I mean, let me give you an example. Jesus' attitude to the woman who was caught in sexual sin. You remember? The religious tried to stone her, and the false teachers judged her, and the legalists rejected her. Jesus, what was his attitude? Jesus forgave her, and he actually turned to the crowd and he said, "Whoever among you is without sin, let him be the one that throws the first stone." And all of a sudden a hush would have come across the group of people, realizing that all of them were actually as fallen as this woman. And so I want to encourage you today to be a good minister of Christ Jesus. Wherever you are today, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going. How can you do that? Well, you can do it in the same way, by majoring on the things that Jesus majored on, by minoring on the things that Jesus minored on. Be the ones that don't judge. Be the ones that don't condemn. Be the ones that don't reject. Instead, be the ones that recognize that there, but for the grace of God, go I. Take the position of humility, and instead of extending judgment and religion and false teaching and legalism, why don't you be the one that extends freedom and truth and grace? Why don't you be the one that loves the unlovely? In that way, you too, just as Timothy was described, could be a good minister of Christ Jesus. I'm Chris Kilby, a pastor in a pergola, and that was today's bite-sized Bible from 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 6, and I shall see you next time.